Hello everyone and welcome to the STPL. Looks like it is just going to be just me today. I guess Rapid is tucked up nice and soundly in his bed. It doesn't surprise me. He's been up 2 days in a row casted BSL, so shout outs to him for being such a trooper as well. I mean, BSL's casts are a little bit longer than these ones are as well, so it must be even harder. Hopefully you've all had a great Monday. Mine was a little bit weird, but I won't get into that too much. Obviously you're here, we're watching the STPL Season 2. It is sponsored by Liquipedia. If you haven't seen it on Team Liquid, you'll see the logo up there. I don't know why I can't point towards the top left-hand corner. Top right hand corner of my screen, but it's fine. Okay, it's been a while since I've solo casted, so let's see how well I can do this on my voice. I didn't drink nearly enough today either, so we'll have to see what happens, but it's going to be a show match between our two new teams in the STPL, EF and NiCe. Let's have a look at their logos, just because we can. Now these guys don't have any current score or anything. They're brand new to STPL Season 2. This is a best of 7 show match, so we'll be able to get into that relatively soon. Obviously we're gonna, with it being a best of 7, part of me was kind of worrying that every match was going to be a PvP, because when you look at Eternal Friends roster and you look at NiCe's roster, as with all foreign teams, they have a lot of Protoss players, but we got incredibly lucky, and this is why. Okay, sorry about that. So here we are. We're going to start off with a TVP between Pinkbrush and Toss, where they're going to have a PVZ between King Toss and Orr, a ZVZ between Ozuna and Essen, a ZVP between Shaylin and Randir. Mafias is actually Terran, so it's going to be a TVT between Mafias and Shefkev. And then for our 6th match, the one before the Ace match, we're going to be having... Okay, this is the wrong button. We are going to be having a TVP between Jihu and Chobo. So we've got a good amount of matchups, like a nice variety, not many mirrors. We've only got one ZVZ, sorry. So that's kind of cool. I'm just going to actually double check that everything is definitely correct, because I know there was a few people whose race I got wrong. So okay, well I guess we'll find out when we get into the games, because we'll start off here with our first game, obviously having another quick look at that. It's going to be Pinkbrush versus Toss. Neither of them have any statistics as of yet, but we do have a little bit of a statistic here for our first map of today. It's going to be Neo Arkanoid. Now looking at the image, you'll see that Neo Arkanoid is a very non-standard map. There are destructible buildings absolutely everywhere. 4 spawns. You can barely make it out in that picture, but there's some Chrysalis blocking the expansions as well. And currently Protoss are 1-0 up against Terran. So let's see how our Terran player here can do as we get into game number 1. Oh, it would help if I actually started the replay. Wow. I've usually got Rapid here to fill for me while I do stuff, so I do forgive me, but here we go. We're gonna get the countdown and everything. Hype, countdown hype, or whatever. Let's do it. Okay, let's hide that. We are in the replay. Starting us off here in the top left-hand position, we do have the orange Protoss fighting for NiCe. It's Toss. And spawning in the top right-hand position, we do have the teal Terran fighting for EF. It's Pinkbrush. Now one thing I'd like to point out, just in case you haven't noticed, I did in fact update the in-game overlay slightly, so if you can, let me know what you think about that. It took me a little bit to design, but it is kind of an upgraded version of what I had before, so I'm kind of happy with it. I think everything works a little bit better, but obviously at the end of the day that all comes down to what you guys think. Now in terms of Neo Arkanoid, let's actually have a quick look at the map itself. So just going off this corner, so this entire corner is, or this wedge here in fact, is all an island. Well, Technically it's a semi-island. You've got the destructible temples, each of which have 5,000 health. The power generators blocking those as well to make it very difficult to push through the middle of the map. And you also have these other temples, but this is a much smaller choke and it heads directly to the main, so that makes it a little bit more difficult. Now, one thing to point out is these chrysalids up here. They do have 250 health. They don't have a huge amount of armor like on New Tornado, so they are easy to break through. And obviously this is replicated throughout the four corners of the map. And in the middle, you actually have this wide open space, so if you do break your way through the middle, you can make something happen. Now, sort of keeping an eye on the actual game itself, you see that the Chrysalids have actually created the creep now, which they sort of spawn on. Looks like Pinkbrush is going to opt to take this expansion very, very quickly, going for that 14cc. Now, that's not something you'd necessarily expect on Neo Arkanoid just because of these, but you'll see that Pinkbrush is going to kill these relatively quickly. He's going to build his barracks here, get his marines out, and start taking those down to get the gas as well. We've got a Cybernex core and a gas coming in here for Toss. Now Toss is also going to be going for a Zealot. This is going to be to clear out the Chrysalis, so he is able to expand. But Protoss are very likely to go for Reavers on this map. DT drop also very, very possible. Pinkbrush, very possibly, looks like he was trying to find these temples. He wants to keep an eye out what's going on because DTs can break down those walls very, very quickly and make it very difficult to hold on to, especially when you're going to play as greedy as Pinkbrush is here, going for this 14cc. It's going to be a while before he gets his tech up, and it'll be interesting to see exactly what he's going to go for. Now, you can see already the Zealot is hitting its way through here. They do die very, very quickly, so it's not super hard to expand. I believe they actually changed this in Arkanoid to New Arkanoid because it was incredibly difficult to actually get spaces up. We saw a ZVP, I think it was, on this map between Rev and DM, and the interesting thing about the way that game worked out was we actually saw the Zerg players send the drones to just go and kill this, because they do die very, very quickly. Now, Robo is coming in, very, very standard for this map. You can already see the Marines taking a little bit longer to kill this Chrysalis than the Zealot did, but already we have the SCVs mining on the minerals, and the first factory is on the way. Okay, so support bay coming in as well. As I expected, pretty much just going for immediate Reaver. We're going to see an expansion nexus coming up here, and an expansion nexus coming up here fairly shortly after, I would imagine. One thing to note is it's actually quite difficult to get a scout on this map, so you need to get observers if you're Protoss, or you go immediately for a shuttle. As Terran, you can float your barracks. That does allow you to see at least one of the other mains, but you are kind of limited information-wise, so it's very difficult to kind of blind counter things. You can't really, well, you kind of have to blind counter things. But here we go, looks like we are going to have the shuttle coming in. Zealots are going to make it very difficult. You can already see just how greedy Pinkbrush is playing. He only has 3 Marines, and 3 Marines against 4 Zealots is not going to win you the battle here. But it looks like Toss is going to be scouting the wrong direction for now, so this is one of the funny things about the way this map works. And neither player still knows where they are, and they're actually going to have to go and check the other main as well. You can see him immediately turning around when he doesn't see his opponent there. There is a tank and a Wraith coming in. The tank is obviously going to be very important. Now, NiCe scan coming in. Gonna see there is a gateway, gonna see the Robo support bay, and I believe he's not gonna see the Reaver pop out. Yeah, the scan ended just in time. But the important thing is, Pinkbrush now knows where his opponent is, and if he can start to maybe turret up this area, or even building a bunker here would be quite useful. But the Wraith's going to come out, try and intercept any possible shuttles that come in, and also to do a little bit of scouting here. But little does he know, Toss is actually going the long way around, and he will be able to get into this natural. Oh, the Wraith coming in. He knows something's up. He's going to try and intercept this drop, and if he can get the shuttle, that's going to be a pretty big deal. But there's still not really that much on the ground. You can already see immediately the command center's lifted. Shuttle speed should finish fairly shortly, so this shuttle should get away. But these zealots should actually just try and focus down this tank. That would be a massive, massive pick-off if he can get this. But Pinkbrush can do his best to try and micro back, see what he can do. A couple of SCVs do come out to help this. But still, this is crazy. Just 4 single zealots get into your base, and suddenly you're in a lot of trouble when you're playing super greedy. And this is a good example of why Arkanoid is such a cool map, because even if you think you can just play super greedy and just do whatever you want, this will happen. And with good micro, I mean, Toss is doing a lot of damage here, even if it's just keeping Pinkbrush busy. Oh, the tank is so low. Can he get it? Yes, he does. Final hit on that tank. Can he get the second one? No, just about managing to save it. But that was a massive amount of damage, especially with how delayed everything was for Toss already. You can see the 3 Marines are up here with a turret. There's going to be another turret being added on. And it looks like Toss is going to just try and stay back a little bit, secure his expansion, and now we're going to start to see the Reaver coming in. Now this could be a little bit dangerous. This Reaver is going to fly straight into a turret. Let's see what he does. He's going to fly straight over those 2 turrets and the Marines. Oh, the shuttle goes down, and the Reaver and Dragoon inside of it as well. That's a huge moment here for Pinkbrush. The damage he took is now pretty much negated, and all of a sudden Pinkbrush is in an incredibly good position as he retakes his natural. Okay, so things are going to quieten down just a little bit here once again. Templar Archives coming in. Interestingly, no additional Reaver, no additional shuttle, just... oh, nice scan there by Pinkbrush. Actually going to see this expansion coming up as it happens. So really, really good job by him. We should, well, him or her, we should really see a dropship coming in. Yeah, there we go. Double dropship already. 3rd dropship on the way. And Pinkbrush is going to look to be a little bit aggressive here. Now, one move I have seen Terran players do on this map is actually dropping an SCV at another main and just going to expand, because there's not really much your opponent can actually do. Now, it looks like Pinkbrush is going to go pretty much all in with his army here. He's just going to pick up everything and just take a run for it. He knows there's no Reaver, so there's nothing to worry about in that case. Oh, looks like that one tank got stuck, or at least left behind now. Let's see what these 3 dropships can do. They're not actually full with units. A little bit of a mistake there. Maybe better to wait until they fill up. But +1 attack is on the way, and expansion is going to be coming up here as well. And let's see what Tosk actually has to defend against this drop. We see another scan going down. The Nexus isn't finished. Toss doesn't see this, but now he does. What units does he even have? 2 Dragoons back here. That's not going to be enough to hold on. Now, can he build some DTs? That is pretty much going to be the only option he has to be aggressive here. Looks like there are some more Dragoons back here, but Goons against siege tanks. Oh, this is such good tank positioning. Look at this. Going to make it very difficult to try and come in and defend this. You can see the Dragoons already giving up the chase. Now, if he still had the shuttle with the Reaver in, this would not do anything. Like, this position is great, but not when there's a shuttle to kill everything. We can already see the Wraith flying back out the dropships, heading back on home to try and get some more units over here, but the damage has already been done for the moment. And I mean, there are cannons here, but cannons aren't really going to help against tanks either. And I mean, Pinkbrush is going up to his 3rd base. What's Toss going to do about this? Like, do you go... I mean, carriers are really, really good on this map, so I'm kind of interested to see its Arbiter tech recall coming in. That could be an interesting way of dealing with this. Now, it looks like Pinkbrush did decide to leave these units back, but here come the reinforcements. Oh, okay, there's no reinforcements. This is going to be saving them, picking them up, pulling them away. This is a really, really nice play, just making sure... Oh, actually, he's going to be aggressive with them. This is a really nice choice, but there is an observer here, so the observer does know this is going on. Pinkbrush can't actually get a good shot on anything here, but the Observer does go down. Oh, the Dragoons are actually being pulled in by the dropships. Nice move. Picking off a couple of... Oh, no, the Dragoons are getting lost. Neither side can see each other. This is one of the other funny things about this position. But yeah, so they're going to be waiting there for another scan to go down. Dropships heading back home once again. Third base coming up. And now Pinkbrush is starting to feel a little bit safer. Gonna look to break his way through the middle of the map. Not really sure why you would worry about doing this, to be honest. And looks like it's just maybe a little bit of a plan for later. But those two Dragoons at the front have fallen. A little bit upsetting there for Pinkbrush. But with this shuttle done, I mean, he could actually just shuttle drop this now before any additional units get over. But looks like he is going to hold on. Looks like the dropships have dropped down here at the natural. 3 tanks, 3 Goliaths. It's going to be a little bit easier to defend against this. But there's already a good number of probes that have gone down. And the units are kind of filtering through. There's still no Zealot speed yet, so that makes them a little less effective. I mean, the shuttle is going to drop, but not without significant losses. More units have actually been picked up. Oh, the dropship getting low. Nope, does manage to get away. And once again, Pinkbrush just seems to have Toss's number here with all of his positioning and everything. So I'm not really sure where Toss goes from here, because Pinkbrush, no matter what he seems to do, always has his number. So we saw Toss try to be aggressive, it didn't work. He tried to be he tried to mass expand, and that didn't work either. You can already see Pinkbrush is trying to scour on for a hidden base, thinking you must have one of these bases. Like, why aren't you more worried? Why aren't you trying to force the issue here? Now, with recall being done, Arbiter Energy coming in as well, maybe we can see an amazing recall, but the issue is Pinkbrush is already well defended. You can see the sheer number of turrets as well. He's got 3 bases, so this amount of turrets isn't a massive problem. We've got Vultures now heading through the middle of the map, trying to break through to this bottom right hand base. And yeah, lucky noob, I'm kind of glad Toss is playing Protoss as well, because that would be very, very confusing. But I mean, the Arbiter's here, but there's 4 gateways. There's going up to 6, still 2 bases. There's just not enough units to even make a recall work. You can already just see how many factories there are. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 factories, 3 bases for the Terran player. And yeah, you can slowly break through the middle of the map, but is that really going to help too much? Okay, someone's attacking. Oh, there we go. Oh, this could actually help, this could help Toss a little bit if this opens up and he gets another avenue of attack, but even so, it's difficult. Oh, Ethan's name is great, I must admit. I didn't realize it was NiCe backwards until you just pointed that out. Okay, more turrets coming up. Mines are in to defend now as well. It's kind of crazy how long tanks take to kill these, by the way. Okay, it looks like we are going to have a possible recall coming in here. The Arbiter going in, getting ready. Looks like there isn't a... Oh no, this could be deadly. Oh, he's got the recall in, but barely any units come into the main. This is going to get cleaned up. The units are actually falling back, running through into a choke. I'm not sure I agree with this decision, but Toss is doing the best he can with the few units that did manage to break through. Toss is really struggling with the lack of gateways. That is not a massive recall that he was hoping for. He lost the Arbiter as well, and I don't believe... Okay, so he does have another Arbiter. But I mean, it's not going to help with... Oh no, the shuttle's going to go down with 4 Zealots in again. That's another huge loss for Toss here. And oh, the Zealots running into mines. This is just so much damage to be taking with a few army units that he does have. Everything is dying to mines. Toss is unable to break through. And Pinkbrush once again continues to hold. More Zealots are coming through here. I don't know why he's wasting time killing this. He's giving Pinkbrush more time to rotate his units. He needs to pull back. He needs to find something else. There must be another way to deal with this. The clustered recall isn't banned, but not many people do it because it's kind of hard to do. And if it goes wrong, you just kind of throw away the game. So it's, yeah, this map is definitely carrier heaven, so it makes the decision to go Arbiters a little bit more confusing. But I think he thought, I need to do something quickly. I mean, he's going to be mined out in his main. He's taking his third base finally. I mean, you can see his naturals actually almost mined out as well. And look, we've got a triple dropship going around once again. And I mean, where? Oh, okay, so TOS does have some units here now at least. They should be able to intercept the dropship. Just for Pinkbrush, if Pinkbrush is watching this, repair your dropships. It's so important to do that. They're some of the most important units in the entire game for you, and you need to keep those alive. But looks like we are going to have TOS trying to break through again. Has broken through the middle. Looks like the dropships have fallen back for now. They're going to be going around trying to find a different angle. Oh no. All the units are getting bugged out here. Oh, dropships going up to the natural. There's actually not any units up here to defend. Where are all the units for TOS? He just doesn't have any. The lack of gateways, the lack of economy really coming in to hurt him here. And yeah, TOS is just unfortunately a little bit too far behind in this game. I mean, Pinkbrush is going... there's an Arbiter flying in here. But what's the Arbiter going to do? It's going to die to the 3 Goliaths. It can't even cloak the Zealots as they run in. And it's just an absolute disaster here for TOS. I mean, TOS has put up a good fight. It's very likely the first time TOS has ever played on this map as well. The only unit. Ghost is an important unit, but only if you're Radley, because no one else is good enough to use them. That's what it is. Yeah, I'm hoping Rapid is tucked up nicely in his bed, enjoying his sleep. As he needs it, but he's missing this amazing game, so more for him. Looks like we are going to have TOS trying to push forward again, but 2-1 is done on the mech against 2-0. So I mean, the upgrades are good for NiCe, or for TOS even. But the problem is he just doesn't have any units. Like, he can't do anything about this. Now, there is going to be a possible recall down here, but if you recall down here, you have no units in your main. So that's a massive problem he's starting to have here. He doesn't have the economy, he doesn't have the gateways. Like, look how low his minerals are. He can't even afford to build out all his gateways right now. It's just really problematic. I mean, there's 2-2 mech now on the way. 3-2 should be almost done. No, he never actually started 3 attack. That's a bit of a mistake here. But what are you going to do? Like, there's going to be 3 dropships worth of SCVs. Okay, not 3 full dropships, but... we've got another Arbiter about to go down. One more hit and that's gone. There could be an EMP as well. Can he hit the EMP? Oh, yes he can. That's an EMP. That's no more stasis. No more recall. Okay, there is another Arbiter here. But I don't know if he ever actually got the stasis upgrade. But if he can get a good stasis here, this is a good number of clump tanks. He needs to hit these ones at the back though. Let's see what this stasis is going to be like. Can he hit the perfect stasis? No, he cannot. He's not sure where he's going right now. Okay, he's going to try and go in. Please don't stasis the front units. Oh my god, he recalled on top of the Terran units, but in front of all the siege tanks. I'm not really sure what was going on there, but a little bit of a flopped recall. I guess he didn't have the stasis upgrade. And yeah, this is going to be it, unfortunately, for our Protoss hero here. And it looks like Pinkbrush is going to take game number 1. There's a lot of probes over here, but he can't expand again. He's going to lose his natural. His main is going to go down. +3 attack is not going to finish. And this meager amount of Dragoons are not going to be able to keep you in this game against this many tanks. He doesn't even need to siege. Pinkbrush has played an incredible game here on Neo-Arkanoid. A really nice start to see in this map in the STPL, because even though TOS tried, unfortunately, yeah, unfortunately it just wasn't enough. Korean GG timing. Well, there's not a problem with people staying in the game. Maybe... oh, is he gonna... okay, is he gonna try and, like, evacuate and just go build his main somewhere else? I mean, that would be kind of crazy. That would be, like, Kicks level of GG timing. Well, can he build a pylon down here? Oh my god, the scan going down as well. Look at that. He knows what's up. He's played against enough Protoss players. And there we go. Looks like the final stand of TOS is going to be heading on out here. The Zealots running in. They're actually getting a lot of damage. There's no scan, but a huge clump of tanks just go down. There's no more units. EMP on top of the Arbiter. There's actually nothing that can shoot up, so maybe in a million years, all of these tanks will die. But it's just a small amount. I mean, funnily enough, this depot is causing a lot of trouble for his rallying, but yeah, GG. TOS taps out. Pinkbrush takes game number 1, and that will head us into our second game after this short break once this game actually ends. There we go. So let's go into a break. I'll see you guys in a few minutes.
Outstanding. Rock and roll.
STPL does. Bio TVP. Wow! You got it. STPL does. Mass Scouts? No problem. Broadcast 3 nights a week on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 2100 CEST. Fantastic casting, fantastic production, fantastic prizes. Only here on the STPL. Did you know Reavers could be this radical? How did these lings even get here? All I know is that's one dead base. STPL does. Wraiths, Valkyries, Carriers, and Corsairs. Forget about it. You won't see that anywhere else. STPL does. STPL does. STPL does. STPL does. STPL does. DT's doing game-ending damage? Name a more iconic duo. We've even got carriers in PvZ. How amazing! A global team league on the scale you've never seen before. Don't see this in BWCL, STPL does. All that and more, only on this amazing 64-bit STPL. What BWCL don't. Impressed? I know I am. Why not support us on the link below? Patreon.com/kicks. But act fast. It's a limited offer.
Coast 103.5.
Okay guys, welcome back. We're here for the STPL Season 2 show match. I've just noticed you can almost see Lottie in the frame, so let me move the camera up a little bit more. You can see her other side. You can see her cutely sleeping behind me. That's gonna be my co-caster for today. Okay, so we're gonna be heading into a PvZ. This time it's gonna be between King TOS and Or. So I saw Or in chat. Nice to see you in here, and thank you, Lucky Noob. I also like my couch. It was a good pickup. I'm glad that I managed to find it because it was pretty sick. It's really, really comfortable as well. So obviously I'm the only one who knows that, along with my friends, but still, it's really, really nice. It's awesome to have a couch finally, because where I used to live, I remember I always had my bed behind me, so I couldn't fit a couch anywhere. So it was like, I got a new place finally, and yeah, here we are. We got a nice couch now, we got a nice place to chill, watch TV. I've watched a load of Brood War off of there as well, especially Medri and like ASL and stuff this season. So without further ado, let's actually introduce both of our players. We're going to have King Toss, who is the captain of EF, and he's going to be up against Orr, and they're going to be playing on our second map. It's going to be our first two-player map of today. It's going to be Carthage 3. And I really... Why is Rapid transparent? Oh, Rapid is... yeah, Rapid's too fast to see. He is tucked up nicely in bed, I believe, so let's all press F in chat to send him like a snuggly sleep or something. I can't remember what that meme is, but yeah, he would appreciate that. Maybe not F. F is like to pay respects, that'd be bad. But Carthage 3, one of my favorite two-player maps. There's not really too much going on here that isn't standard. The third base a little bit further away, but it does have two small ramps going up to it, so relatively easy to defend. This is going to be a PvZ. I'll go into more how PvZ plays when we get into the map, but the main features to note on this map are the three temples in the middle, which means the main big attack path through the center of the map can only be opened either early in the game if you want to waste a load of time, or a little bit later. Not too much that isn't standard. There's temples in the middles. Yeah, okay, so the temples in the middle are the main major non-standard thing. But basically what it means is to attack early on, you have to attack through choke points. There is a choke point to the left, choke point to the right, and there are some side bases as well. It's very easy for this map to go late game, so I'm looking forward to seeing some late games here. We've seen his EVP on here already. Yop took down Scarfs in the DM versus Rev show match. So let's see how this is going to play out as we get into game number 2.
Easily amused, huh?
YAAAAAY. STPL cast less than 3.
Thanks, Aggie. Huge thanks for the 11th month resub, man. Thank you so much. Starting us off here in the top left-hand position, we do have the Orange Protoss fighting for EF. It's King Toss. And their opponent spawning down here in the bottom right. Someone in chat, I believe, called Or22. It is going to be fighting for NiCe in the brown. It's Orr. Also, Lucky Noob, like, am I old? But to me, 2009 isn't super old school. Like, we have got some super old school maps in this pool. We have a map from 2007. I believe we have 2 maps from 2007. We've got one from 2012, and we've got 2 from this year as well. So we've got a good mix. And yeah, one thing to point out as well, in case you don't know much about Team NiCe and Team EF, NiCe are actually in chat, a lot of them, so essentially, if you want to learn a little bit more, they're probably the best people to talk about. Now, King Toss is actually being a little bit cheeky here, showing a bit of that. Just trying to remember exactly where King Toss is from. Showing a bit of that Peruvian pride here, going for that double gateway in the front of his Nexus. Now, Proxy 2 Gate Zealots, the way they function on this map, can be a little bit difficult just because you do have these 3 temples here, so you're going to have to rally down here and actually manually move them across. You can't rally directly to your opponent's main. It makes it very difficult for that to work. Now it looks like we are going to have them rallying down here. That obviously helps as well, but This is going to give Ore time to react. He's eventually going to be able to get an Overlord over here to see what's going on. And hey Trey, I am very happy you are glad. I must admit, I had an incredibly hard day's work, so I was, in a way, I was kind of dreading casting, but you know what? Whenever I actually get casting, I have so much fun that I don't mind. Like, solo casting is a lot harder, just because I'm not very good at solo casting. I rely on Rapid a lot, but hopefully you guys appreciate the cast. If you do have any feedback or anything that I can improve on, please do post in the Team Liquid thread. This is a good time to note as well, in case you didn't realize and you can't see the logo in the top left hand corner of your screen, Liquipedia have actually partnered up with us this time to offer $500 towards the prize pool. There is going to be a bracket contest when we get to the playoff stages as well, so huge shout outs to Liquipedia. Liquipedia is such an amazing resource for not only Brood War but lots of other games as well. And if you do want to help, Liquipedia does need more contributors, so it's easy to do. If you've ever edited a wiki before, you will be able to use Liquipedia, and it's just a really nice thing you can do. If you want to help out with the STPL page, you can as well. Just hit me up on Discord, and I will be able to add you to the channel where people are doing that. So in terms of going back to the game, Ore is defending relatively well. It was scouted, so we've got a wall up here, a sunken colony coming in as well, Zerglings surrounding the hatchery, keeping this alive as long as they can. And the one benefit of being Zerg on this map is you do have good vision of mostly everything coming in. Let's see exactly if King Toss can come in here and do a huge amount of damage. Or is the defense? I mean, there's a second sunken colony coming up here. I really don't see King Toss breaking this. And the trouble is, when you're going 2-gate Zealot, you can't afford to expand. And now you can see the Zealot production has in fact been halted because King Toss knows if he doesn't do damage, he is going to be obscenely far behind. And that's why we're going to see the Nexus coming up fairly shortly after this. But this is going to be a little bit of a handbang timing. Can he break in before the defense gets too good? I think Ore has done a really good job trying to getting this defense up as soon as he humanly can. Okay, here we go. Looks like King Toss gonna break his way forward. The Lings moving out to help defend. They're gonna create a very effective wall against the Zealots. Now, luckily, King Toss only loses one of them, so it's not massively problematic. But as I did mention before, the main issue is there's no economy. There was only just now getting gas, so the Stargate is going to be delayed. And Ore behind this is already going into lair. This could be a very good time to actually go into muteless here. Now obviously Hydras are going to be good, but the amount of Zealots you have makes the Hydras a little bit more risky to go for. But of course there's no Forge either, so that's always going to be a massive problem. And this is not Jordaddy, this is King Toss. He is actually the captain of Eternal Friends. I haven't dealt with him too much, but it's been nice getting to... Okay, I went into a pun without realizing, but essentially it's been nice getting to know both of these teams. This show match was really a good example for me to see how well both the teams would do with organizing things. And I'm quite happy with how both of them have done, so shout outs to both the captains and all the people who actually came out to play their games. NiCe had more people than they actually needed as well, and for them I believe most of them are in North America, and the games were at like 8-9 AM, so huge shout outs to you guys for all coming out, getting your games played, because that is definitely one of the things a lot of American teams especially had problems with in Season 1, so good job. Okay, in terms of the tech, we do have a Spire coming up for Ore. Looks like the Cybernex core is done. He's actually going to be going straight into Zealot leg speed. This is very Reach-esque in terms of you build a lot of Zealots, you make them go fast, and then you attack again. If your first attack doesn't work, You attack again and again with more and more zealots until eventually there's no defense left. So I'm very respectful of this man toss style here, but unfortunately Zerglings are actually going to get into the main again. Oh no, a little bit of a mispath there on that Zergling, going to make it a little bit harder. Now there is an extractor up, there's 3 hatcheries, soon to be 4, and there are going to be mutalisks on the way. Yep, yes they are indeed. So there's going to be 9 mutalisks popping out here, or at least 7 it looks like for the moment. And there's nothing back here to defend this, no Stargate. There's no Templar Archives. There we go. The Templar Archives is only just now starting. And there's only a single Dragoon. Now, while this should be dangerous for King Toss, what we have to remember is just how many Speed Zealots are about to run at Or's base. And the trouble is, Or is not going to see the... Oh my god. Is Or a Gosu? Looks like Or is. Like, Or is going to find the Dragoon and the Zealot, but is this going to tip him off that an attack's coming? Very possibly, but that was in his minimap for just a second. Now there are a couple of cannons here. The cannons are going to go down relatively quickly, but this is all about the frontal attack here coming in from King Toss. He's willing to bet it all on this one engagement because the Mutalisks are going to take an absolute eternity to kill all of these the Zealots even. And here we go, there's a massive attack. +1 attack is of course not done. But it doesn't really matter. There's just so many Zealots here. So much devastation coming down into the natural expansion. And he's going to be able to get on top of these Sunkards. The Mutalisks are back here. A cannon actually finishes up. Does a decent amount of damage. And you can already see the Zealots are just going to town on absolutely everything. The drone drills have tried to be good. But unfortunately, the Zealots have broken through. But have they done enough damage? The Mutalisks are going to be coming back here. You can just see how hardy these Zealots are. I mean, these Mutalisks are going to take forever to kill these. Like, he could target down the hatcheries if he wants to. It looks like they are going to die a little bit quicker than I thought they would, but... he needs to focus one of the hatcheries rather than both of them. This is a little bit of a mistake, but it looks like Or is going to be able to defend this relatively easily. Obviously, they'd lose a few drones, the sunken colonies. We are actually going to see King Toss scout the Queen's Nest, which is quite important. But you know what it's done? It's given King Toss time. Time to build cannons in his mineral lines. The Mutalisks are no longer going to kill him alone. One hotkey of Zealots. Yeah, there was a good number of Zealots there, but here we go. 10 Mutalisks now flying into the main, but the time is taken. There's actually defense here now, and the Mutalisks are not going to find the damage they once had. Sorry, I'm already starting to lose my voice. This is why I like co-casting. But yeah, we've got cannons coming up at the third base. There's no Hydralisks on the ground to contest this, but the Mutalisks get in. Oh, huge Archon hits. That's a little bit of a worry here. Looks like the Nexus hasn't actually started. Oh my god, he's trying to save the probe. Oh my god, does he? Oh, the probe goes down. That's unfortunate. The cannon gonna go down before it can be cancelled. The second cannon is gonna go down immediately. But this Archon could do a lot of damage if he can get close. Okay, let's have a look. We've got the Hive halfway done. Evolution Chamber still on the way. We just saw that Edwarda said that Great Aspire could be on the way, and it very much does look like it. There's no Hydralisk Den as of yet. As soon as we get some Guardians here, if they sit over this area here, they can take out the third base, they can take out the natural, and there's not really any recourse here for Or. And I mean, Starflash, it's necessarily not the top level, it's not like super pros, but they're like top foreign players, like they're way better than I am, so... And also we do have like top foreigners in the tournament as well. This is 2 of the new teams that have joined STPL, so this is kind of an exhibition match. I mean, this is a show match as well. essentially, if you're not happy with the fact you're not watching pro gamers, then I mean, I don't know what to say. Obviously, the foreign scene exists as well, and it would like your support. The teams as well. Obviously, a lot of players in each of the teams. Now, the Mulus, wow, they actually do see this DT. Looks like they are going to leave it for now. I guess there is, yeah, there's defense up here already. But the third base is up. No third gas as of yet. Great Aspire is on the way. Ultra's Cavern as well. It's going to be Guardian Ultra coming in from ore. And King Toss could be in a lot of trouble, because the trouble is King Toss doesn't have a third base just yet. The cannons are going to come up. I mean, there's not that many Mutalists, and he can't really afford to move in with them. But Dragoons are out on the middle of the map as well. Looks like he has actually opened up the middle, so that's going to help his unit pathing a little bit. Is this Modesty playing CVT? Don't hate on Modesty, man. Modesty used to be really good. It's just he's a little bit rusty. Okay, we've got the Robo Facility on the way. Reavers could be a very nice answer to Ultralisks, but he doesn't really have the money. Now, this is one of the first Stargateless PvZs I've seen in a very, very long time. And it's going to be interesting to see exactly how we can deal with Guardians, because usually... Where are the Guardians morphing in? Okay, it looks like he's going to morph the Guardians at home. Maybe he's just defending against shuttles at the moment, but looks like we do have an engagement in the middle. Storm not doing too much. The first Ultra is going to come out. Here is a ton of Adrenalings right now pushing forward. This is just too many units. Like, I don't know how King Toss can hold on. The poor Archon, like, if... Wait, does he not have any attack upgrades? He's got no armor at the very least. Let's actually check. Yeah, there's no upgrades whatsoever on these Protoss units. And that's not a good position to be in. Like, Cracklings are going to essentially destroy everything you have if you don't at least have +3 attack. This is not going to be good for King Toss. As soon as Ore decides to push in, I'm really not sure what he can do. Now, this DT is going to find that drone. Going to be able to cancel that expansion. But, I mean, realistically, these Zerglings are going to kill everything. That's a nice storm by King Toss, though. And he does manage to at least push away the units for now. This one lone Ultralist still alive. It looks like he even killed the DT and saved the expansion. So... things are just going from bad to worse. Now let's look at the upgrades. Are there any Mutalisk upgrades here? +1 Carapace, no +1 attack just yet. So Guardians not going to be as strong as maybe they could be. But realistically, Ore is in such an amazing position. I'm not really sure what exactly King Toss is going to be able to do. Now, NiCe Storms on top of the Ultras are going to do a lot of damage to them. And somehow... there just isn't enough units from Ore in a single place at a single time to defend against this, and DTs do an obscene amount of damage. But this is the big moment for Ore. Ore is going to build these Guardians up in the top right. They should actually morph in soon. Yeah, there we go. Let's actually take a look at those. We don't really see that very often. But looks like we are going to have some Cracklings moving on out as well. This is going to move into the natural. The trouble is King Toss was doing a good job trading. But where's his army now? Where is this Protoss force? There is a High Templar here with 2 Storms. But what are you going to do against this amount of Cracklings? What are you going to do against this number of Guardians? Okay, so it looks like the DTs will be able to deal with the Cracklings, at least for now. But no, there's an Overlord here as well. Good moves by Ore. The Guardians have now finished. Attacks coming in from multiple angles. And it looks like the High Templar Storms are going to be used on these. There's actually a decent number of Storms, but the trouble is... oh, he's not going to be able to get the second Storm off. Oh, this is going to be a dead Protoss base. I don't think there's anything... oh my god, that's a nice Storm. Oh, wow, that was a nice Storm. Archon morphing in. Going to go down before it can finish. More and more units flooding on over. Lings, Ultras aplenty. All heading up to this third base. And I mean, King Toss is valiantly trying to hold on. He's trying to do the best he possibly can to trade as well as humanly possible. But this is going to be a dead High Templar. Does he have Storm on either of them? Oh my god, this could be a huge Storm if he gets it. No, it looks like that High Templar is going to die before I can do anything. Reavers haven't had a chance to come out. Shell speed is not done. GG! King Toss taps out and Ore takes game number 2 and ties up our series 1-1. Okay, now I am going to go for a quick few-minute break again, just so I can get a little bit of a break for my voice. I will see you guys very soon. Oh, and you can see Lottie again.
I'm about to overload my aggression inhibitors.
Tsugi 次々と広がるパーソナルコンピューターディスクシステムの世界。ブリザードエンターテインメントから新しい冒険を試すことができる RTS ゲームの発売が決定されました。最初は人類から取り寄せしたテラン。バイオニックやメカニックやいろんなユニットでプロトスとザーゴをぶつぶされます。でも気をつけて同士討ちも可能です。抜群技術力があるプロトス。もし友達がいない場合、プロトスがおすすめます。あなた方の透明人間が卑怯ですが、ぜひ使ってください。そして怪物のザーグ。君の実力はナンバーズ。敵を圧倒してください。ミュタリスクコントロールもガンガン使って勝ってください。応援してくださいね。
Nuclear missile ready. Nuclear launch detected.
Hey, how'd I get here? What the hell? I need that college money.
And here we are with the final of our STPL Season 2 map deep dives. This time it will be Multiverse, the map from the most recent season of ASL, that's Season 8. An amazing map with very different games possible depending on the places where you spawn. If you spawn in close positions by ground, the fact you can block the map in half is not as nearly important, and the rush distance is quite close. But if you spawn close by air, drops are going to be very, very powerful. And if you spawn in cross positions, splitting that map down the middle and turning the map into an island map may not be a bad choice. Now there is island bases in the top right and top left defended by those installation gates. That means workers can get through, but no other unit can. So drops are going to be important to take those out. And if you do take center map control, there are bases in the top left and bottom right as well with gas to supplement your economy. Next, we're going to be looking at our second and final 3-player map from STPL Season 2. This map, Neo Outlier, is actually one of the final pro maps ever. Okay guys, welcome back. We're going to skip that one there. I've sort of lubricated my voice, as it were, so I'm back. And we'll see exactly what's going to happen. I'm just gonna shut my Discord from my other monitor now, because I think unfortunately Rapid is still in fact in bed, so when I say my other monitor I mean my TV. That should hopefully make things a little bit more normal as well. So in terms of what's going on, we're going to be heading into our third game here. It's going to be a ZVZ, and it's going to be on our third map. It's our second 4-player map of today. It's going to be Desperado. Let's have a look. Okay, so Desperado is a very interesting map. It's very hard to see from this image. But the one thing about this map that differentiates itself from pretty much any other map in the entirety of Brood War is the fact that you have 2 gases in your main. Now, the downside of this is you do not have a gas in your natural, so it's not easy to get 3 gases, but 2 gases are very, very easy to secure. We'll see that as we get more into the game, of course, but thank you for the follow there. Let's actually just quickly set up the players here. We're going to be seeing Essen from NiCe. It took me a little bit to realize until they pointed out that Essen is NiCe backwards. It's kind of embarrassing that I never realized that, to be honest. But alas, things happen the way they do. So let's not waste any more time. It is a ZVC. Let's get into game number 3. Okay, starting us off here in the top left-hand position, we do have the Red Zerg fighting for NiCe. It's Essen. And his opponent spawning down here in the bottom left-hand position, we do have the Teal Zerg fighting for EF. It's Ozner. And yep, let's have a look at the map feature here. It's close by air, for one, so you'll see the air distance between these two players is incredibly small, and there are 2 gases in the main. Now, if there's one matchup that this is going to affect, it's going to be ZVZ. Getting 2 gas in ZVZ is very difficult normally, but here it is going to be as easy as pie, and if we're going to see a late game ZVZ, I would say we're going to see it on this map. This isn't an island map either, so I don't really want to show this off as much because it's a ZVZ and it could end before I even notice, but there is a ramp. Just to have a quick look at the way the map works, you have your natural expansion, there is no gas here. There is the third base with no gas, and you have to take out the stasis cell to get through there. We discovered last map, or last game even, that's me in this prison, and this is Rapid, so please free us if you ever see us in game. We are stuck in the prisons. There is the third gas up here, but this is ZVZ, so we're likely never going to see that base taken. Now, we're going to have an in-base hatchery here for Essen, which is a pretty good choice given the way this map works. But what is Ozner going to do? Okay, so Ozner is also going for an in-base hatchery. I'm a bit confused by the 900p res. I think it's because I'm not upscaling to 1080 anymore, and everything is at 1600 by 900. Like, if that's actually a problem, I can change it. But I decided not to upscale to 1080 because people are having trouble with it. Essentially, everything of mine is running at 1600 by 900 minus the game, so that's all that happened. I don't know if it makes any difference to your viewing experience, but if there is a problem, please let me know and I will change it. It's just because I know there was a lot of especially South American players who were trying to watch and they couldn't because it was just too laggy. Okay, we got the spawning pool and the first gas. Oh, double gas already here for Essen. Making use of this map, both of them, in fact, going for double gas. Both of them greedy as anything, want to get as many drones and as many gas units as humanly possible. Ah, okay, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Most things are either 720p or 1080p, but 1600 by 900 was kind of the standard monitor size before 1080p, so... Okay, we've got obviously double extractor. Both players know exactly what each other's building. That's kind of one of the funny things about close by air positions in ZVZ. I brought this up with Rapid a long time ago, where essentially you'll have a position where you kind of end up in kind of like this game of poker between like who is willing to gamble making more drones than the other player when you can see what's going on. Like, obviously, if someone makes a round of drones and you know you've just made a round of lings, then you know you can go and be aggressive. But it looks like we are going to see Essen try and add some lings on now. There is a Spire coming up. That's going to be coming up for both players. The Spire positioning for Ozner is a lot better defendable But the Spire, by Essen even, but the Spire by Ozina is further away, so interestingly, the way the air battles are going to work here, obviously both players are going to have to fly over the mineral lines to actually be able to do any damage, especially to the Spire, but Ozina's Spire, if suddenly a load of Lings run up this ramp, which they could do, this is a lot of Lings heading over here by Essen, the aggression switch has been activated. Before these mutas come in, he's going to try and break his way forward. There's not actually that many Lings up here for Ozina. Let's see if he can manage to hold on. The Lings getting through. They're breaking their way up the wall. And this could very well be the 6-minute curse. Kind of epitomized here in this game. There is a lot of drones, more so than you'd normally see. So maybe losing the drones here isn't going to be a massive problem, but I mean, your opponent also has a ton of drones, so what are you going to do? Like, you're trying... Oh, wow, nice drone micro, actually. Taking down a good number of these Lings, but just look how much damage has been done. Essen doing an incredible amount of work here. And it's really difficult to see this going any other way now. Essen is, from the USA, is going to have such a big advantage over Ozina, who's going to have to make something happen now, because you can just see the drone count. So there's only 8 drones, no, only 7 drones actually on minerals now for Ozina, and Essen still continuing to send over more and more Lings. I mean, Scourge, they're going to help against the Mutalisks that come out. Oh my god, that's actually massive, getting 2 of those Scourge down on those Mutalisks, but you're still stuck trying to defend against the Lings. Like, what can you do against the Lings? Yeah, you killed the Mutalisks, but the Mutalisk number is just going to keep going up. And the more it goes up, the harder it's going to be for you. You don't have the income. Your opponent does, and yes, you have supply blocked your opponent, which means he can't attack as quickly. But you're still eventually going to get overwhelmed. Now, there is 2 Mutalisks against 3 incredibly damaged ones. So maybe if he goes in at this exact moment, he can make something happen. But look, you can already see 5 Mutalisks now. The Mutalisks here have actually regened, and this is going to be moving shot central here for Essen as he pushes away the Mutalisks from Ozina. And Ozina once again finding himself in a very difficult position now. How is the cloning? Looks like the Scourge have in fact flown in the wrong direction. There is units kind of posted all over the place, but oh no. Is Essen going to just Scourge the Overlords? Yeah. I mean, that's a little bit wasteful, but to be honest, Essen is in such an amazing position, and Ozina has so few, like, mineral mining drones that I think that was a really good choice. Now, you can already see the gas banks starting to pile up on this map. Like, this is what having 2 gases does for you. But I mean, I think this is pretty much going to be it. There's not really much you can do now. Ozina is going to try and take down all the drones on this side, but only leaving 2 drones here. Oh my god, there's actually a load of Scourge. This could be massive. What's the cloning like? Wow! It's now 2 versus 2, but there's no drones. Oh, and the Scourge coming out with the Mutalisks from the other side. These Mutalisks going to go down, and there's going to be no additional... Well, there's only enough minerals for a single drone now. Oh, unlucky. Ozina takes a couple of extra Scourge more than he can, and that's going to be game. He can't shoot up with anything. GG. Ozina taps out. Essen takes game number 3. Okay, so we won't take a break after that game. That was a relatively short one. It was a ZVZ, of course, but what we will do is we will load up the next game. So, okay, that was the wrong transition, but that's fine. We're good. We've got no rapid today. We don't need a break this time. Or do you need a break? Okay, fair enough. I mean, I will take a break. I will happily take a break, but yeah, looks like Essen played that map pretty much perfectly for the position they were in as well. So, I mean, really nicely played by both players, but unfortunately Ozina getting caught off guard now. As a matter of fact, what is the next map? The next map is Neo Outlier, and it's going to be a TVZ. So, okay, we'll jump into that. I know we have a TVT coming up as well, so I was like, okay, I think I may need a break if we're going into a TVT, but yeah, luckily enough, it is going to be a TVT. It's going to be between... Actually, let me just double check. Okay, well, it's going to be New Outlier. I've apparently messed up the overlay a little bit, so we will not be going to the map screen. I've apparently super messed up the maps, so we'll just jump straight into the game. It's going to be a TVZ, it's going to be on New Outlier. Let's get into the game. Okay, starting us off in the brown in the top middle of our map here, it's going to be the Korean Zerg fighting for EF. It's going to be Chaelin. And spawning down here in the bottom left, it is going to be the Blue Terran fighting for NiCe. If I remember correctly, from Canada. Yep, it's from Canada. It's going to be Randir. Now guys, we do have a possible 4 games still to go. 3 games after this one. But it is a best of 7, so I do notice our viewers aren't as high as they were for the last set of show matches we did. So if you want to help out the STPL, tell your friends to come watch. It's going to be a good experience, I hope. Obviously, we don't know if we're going to be struck by the 6-minute curse. We've been fine so far, but it is going to be a TVZ now. And those can end pretty quickly depending on the situation. I mean, we did have an 8-minute ZVZ, but 8 minutes for ZVZ is pretty impressive. So, looks like we are going to have Chaelin go for a quick expansion. Now, we didn't get to have a look at the map properly before, so let's actually zoom out. You can see that we are going to have small ramp going into the main, relatively small choke. Third base incredibly easy to take, but the bases are very, very close together. So one of the other major map features here is there is a couple of stacked temples over here which blocks you off from a possible 4th base and also blocks you off from a possible attack path. This appears on both sides. This is the 3-player map, so the other main is going to be incredibly important for the Zerg to be able to grab hold of if Chaelin can. Now interestingly, Randir is going in for a 2-rax and it has been scouted, so is Chaelin going to be able to deal with this? Now Chaelin does have a spawning pool coming in. It wasn't a BBS or anything, so it's not super all in. It is just a 1 base play. But while 1 base play is not super standard anymore, it is still possible. We've seen pro players do it every once in a while. It's not something you would do all the time, because it is kind of a do or die situation, especially at the pro level. But yeah, I mean, we're just going into kind of the sort of lull of the game as both players kind of get set up. This will be the academy coming in. Do need stim and range to really make this happen. Now, is Randir going to go for a 3rd barracks around 26 supply? Or are we going to see just a 2-rax pressure? 3 racks, also known as Sparks Terran, is very, very strong if not defended properly. You need about 6 Sunkens to properly defend against... properly defend against, what do you call it? Ah, man, my brain is completely fried today. Defend against Sparks Terran, that's it. Because Bio is really, really strong early game, especially if you get there before the Muteless come out. Now, once we see this academy done, we should see Stim start immediately, although it looks like the mineral and gas timing is a little bit off here for Randir. Randir should have pulled off gas a little bit sooner. Obviously having this amount of gas is not going to help you, and Stim being delayed this much is a massive deal. You do need Stim almost immediately when you're going for this build, because the Stim and range timing is what gives you the ability to go for that Sunken Bust. Now the lair is finished, Spire will be on the way. You can already see that Chaelin is actually I wish I'd have shown that off to you guys, but I didn't notice it. Chaylin skipped a drone across the mineral, so is going to be able to take a completely hidden third base. And here we go. Looks like Randy going to look to put on a little bit of pressure here. Obviously, NiCe are currently 2-1 up in this best of 7 series. So if Randy can win here, that's going to be pretty big. But the trouble is, with no medics and no fire bats, this is going to be hard to do. The Sunkens are going to come in. And the medics are going to be late. But it looks like we are going to have a stim forward. Wait, no, stim isn't actually done yet, is it? No, stim still isn't finished. This is the big problem. Like, without range, without stim, you cannot bust these Sunkens. And I mean, there is going to be a third medic coming in. That is going to help a lot. But there's no fire bats. And fire bats are really the big, strong linchpin of this bust. Fire bats have +1 armor by default. Marines, of course, do not, so you can see they have 0 armor. Medics have the armor as well, if I remember correctly. Yeah, there we go. They have armor 1. Firebats are the other units with that. And I don't believe ghosts have armor either, because ghosts are strong enough already. And yeah, Chaylin is a really, really good Zerg player. Now it looks like we are going to have a stim forward. Not all of the Marines came here, though, and another couple of Sunkens have finished. And this is 100% going to be the end of this rush. The problem with not having range as well, it makes it very, very difficult to actually get on top of the Sunkens and get the damage done that you need to. But it looks like we are going to have another stim in. Unfortunately, this is going to be enough. GG, 6-minute curse strikes again. Chaylin's Mulas pop out at the perfect timing, and that's going to be game. Okay, so that was New Outlier. I know we didn't really have a massively long game on that. It wasn't the most exciting game either, but Randy certainly has something to work on. Unfortunately, the upgrades just weren't timed out correctly, and that's what happens when you run in Sunkens without enough Marines and Medics. It's a very, very pitiful, well, not pitiful, but it's a very, very regrettable way to lose the game, but unfortunately, that's just how it goes sometimes. So we're going to be heading into a TVT next. It's going to be on New Tornado, and it's going to be coming up after this break. See you guys very soon. Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation. Well, I was playing an EGM fight night, and it just so happens in round 1 I played up against Terra. I've always said that I have bad micro, but this was on another level. StarCraft released 20 years. Ah! Welcome to... That was the wrong button. Welcome back, guys. We're here for game number 4. It's going to be a TBT. The overlay is going to be a little bit weird here. I just realized that I need to fix something with my overlay because this is one thing I haven't taken into account, me actually having the wrong race in before the game started. So that's my bad, but it's cool. We're going to be heading into our 4th map of today. It's our 3rd. Yeah, it's our 3rd. Wait. Have I done the games out of order? No. It is our 3rd because it's game number... Oh man, I have lost track of everything. Like, this is what happens, guys. When you're solo casting, you don't have Rapid to, like, basically take over. Let me count the maps. It is going to be our 3rd 4-player map because it's game number 5. Because apparently I forgot one of the games existed, but it's because we played two very, very quick games. This is going to be a TBT, and it's going to be on New Tornado. Let's have a quick look at the Tornado. Okay, thank you, chat, for helping me out, man. It's too much for me. Solo casting is hard. But hopefully the production is enough to carry it through. But New Tornado is a really cool 4-player map, super standard from the 2010 Shinhan Bank Pro League. One of my favorite maps from back in the day. I used it a lot in the Clash for Char when I was casting that. And you know what, it's a really, really fun map. There's not really too much else to say other than to get into the game. It is going to be a TBT. Every single point in the map can matter in a TBT. So let's see how that's going to play out in game number 5. Okay, starting us off here in the 12 o'clock position, well, 12 o'clock-ish, is going to be the Terran player from America. It's Chef Kev. And his opponent spawning down here in the bottom right-hand position. We do have the blue Terran fighting for EF. It's Mafia South Peruvian Powerhouse. It's 9:30 at the moment for me, so, I mean, realistically it shouldn't be super late, so it's not like I'm super tired, but work was kind of crazy for me today, so that doesn't help. The good thing is I've got so many of you wonderful people in chat keeping me company, makes it a lot easier to sort of carry on and sort of pay attention to what's going on as well, because when you're solo casting it becomes so easy just to kind of forget how to do everything. Like, just basic words seem to lose all meaning. It's kind of like, I was speaking to Rapid about this previously, but essentially, like, when you're casting, like, you'll go over something in your head over and over and over again, and you're like, okay, all I have to do is say this one thing. I can't possibly get this wrong. And then it comes to, oh my god, gas steal. Gas steal in TBT. Mafias showing off the Peruvian power here. Who does this? Mafias does, that's what. TBT gas steal. First time for everything. TBT, you're gonna go shower. This is an exciting TBT, man. Who gas steals in TBT? This man is a monster. There's a special place in jail for Mafias for gas stealing in TBT. The one thing you wouldn't expect a Terran player to do to someone else even, because of how frustrating it is to happen to you, is a gas steal. And to be honest, I'm not 100% sure what that gas steal actually achieved. Like, in TBT... Thing is, in TBT, 14cc and 1 Rax FE are actually better straight up than Factory Expand. So, Mafias has actually just given Chef Kev the ability to just expand quicker. I mean, obviously if we're going to see like a Is this going to be a 2-port Wraith? This has to be 2-port Wraith, right? He's staying in gas. He's not going to expand anytime soon. And I don't think it's going to be for double factory, because if you're going double factory, you wouldn't stay in gas for this long. Okay, it's got to be a 2-port Wraith coming in here from Mafias. Maybe this is why he wanted to throw Chef Kev off. Now, unfortunately, Chef Kev does have an SCV stuck up here, but the one good thing about this is if he goes for Wraiths of his own, he has a very easily stackable Wraith SCV right there. So, planning ahead. This is all planned. Chef Kev 100% on top of everything he's doing, as every player is. Looks like Chef Kev knows there could be something dodgy coming in. Now, I can't remember if that's 100% Zealot type, not Zealot, Vulture type even. I think it should be, so this bunker's in a really good place. And there are the 2 starports. Now, interestingly, there is no room here for any form of add-on. So, little bit confused by this placement, but Mafias has a plan. He's had a plan from the beginning. Gas Steel into 2-port Wraith, so there's got to be a reason behind this. Now, is Chef Kev going to remember to build his armory around 5 minutes? 5 to 6 minutes, you need an armory in TBT if you're not going for starport. And if you're not going for starport, or even if you are, you need to get an academy because you need scans, especially if you expect your... Oh my god, are they both going to go 2-port? 1... Come on, 2. Oh, it's 2-port versus 2-port. One had the better economy. And this could be an amazing, amazing situation. There we go. You can see that add-on coming in now. So, 2-port versus 2-port is one of the classic, insane matchups in TVT. But the difference is, Chef Kev is already on 2 gas. Poor Mafias is going to be a long, long way away from expanding. Looks like he is going to delay his rates a little bit to try and get a quicker expansion coming up, but it's going to be a while. Like, this is one of the problems. You force an expansion like that, and then you try and go 2-port against... Oh, well, okay. This is a bit unfortunate, but Chef Kev is going to go 2-port as well, but his Wraith is actually going to be incredibly late. So this Wraith is going to have free reign. He's actually going to see one of the ports. Is he going to see the second one? But are we going to see an academy? No academy just yet. Oh, there's actually a push coming in from the front as well. This SCV going to soak up the damage from the bunker. Going to see the second gases mining though. Mafias has to do damage. This is his moment. His time in this game is to kill Chef Kev right here, right now. His expansion is miles behind. Looks like siege mode is not quite done yet for Chef Kev. He's only just started it. But the Wraith count is going to be in favor of Mafias. Oh no. The tank needs to pull back the tank. There we go. Oh my god, he gets the tank from Chef Kev. That's actually massive. He could break through here now. Oh wow, what a good move. But Mafias going to lose his first Wraith here. Looks like is the micro going to be good enough? Needs to get with his Marines. Looks like his Marines actually take... Oh, the nice... Okay, really, really nice repair, but unfortunately not going to be enough against the 4 Marines. Marines do a lot of DPS. Oh my god, bunker coming up here. The Marines have been... Or the SCVs have been pulled. This is a lot of damage being done. But the trouble is the Marines are all down. The bunker's going to go down as well. And the SCVs are on top of the tanks. There's going to be a tank on the high ground. And this is going to be everything that Mafias has going down. The bunker finishes as well. And an absolute disaster here, unfortunately, for Mafias. He tried something. It didn't work. He can still set up a contain. But where are the Wraiths? Like, he didn't get his Wraiths after he got his command center. Like, if he had 2 additional Wraiths there, maybe he could have made something happen. But unfortunately, he just didn't have any. Like, I don't know what happened with his money. But he just didn't do it. Yeah, Terran workers do work to be bullied. It's kind of funny. But this is kind of the interesting situation now. The person who got 2 ports first is now going to be behind in Wraiths. And when you're behind in Wraiths, things get a little bit awkward. Like, you can already see that Matthias is building missile turrets. And when you're building missile turrets, oh, Cloak is done. Yeah, when you're building missile turrets and you're behind already, like, normally I would say like, minerals don't matter too much in TVT, but this is like the very opening stages of the game, so I mean, Chef Kev is in an incredible position right now. Chef Kev, in all honesty, should just go and take a third base. It looks like Chef Kev even is going to look to add on a couple of additional factories. He's halted race production for the moment. That's obviously going to give him a little bit of extra gas to get those factories out, but Chef Kev really needs to do something. The missile turrets are going to make it impossible to do... Well, he doesn't need to do anything technically, but he can get more ahead. That's what I mean. Oh, flying into missile turrets. That's not something you want to do. Oh my god, there's no scan here either. Matthias. Oh, there is a scan. Okay. So now we see Matthias with no scan. So unfortunately, he's not going to be able to chase down the race. But the race aren't going to be able to do any damage. Chef Kev definitely does need to go and expand though. You either expand or you get 5 factories and you go and like set up a massive hard contain. Looks like we are going to have 3 factory machine shop. Another main is being taken. This is how far ahead Chef Kev feels to be able to just go out on the middle of the map knowing that Matthias doesn't have any units to be able to really contest this. And just expand like a madman. Okay, so Chef Kev is looking to do a little bit of both. He's going to set up a hard contain here, and he's going to expand at the same time, making it very difficult. Now, there is 4 wraiths against 3, so maybe if he gets a lucky engagement, he can take out all the tanks. There's actually a 5th wraith over here. Still no academy yet. The barracks died before, so the academy, oh, it had to be rebuilt. That's 150 minerals that he doesn't have, but you can already see Chef Kev getting ready, set up that hard contain, the engineering base done, 4th and 5th factory on the way, 3 tanks at a time, no additional wraiths. I think that's a little bit of a mistake actually. Imagine if Matthias was just massing wraiths behind this. I know he can't really afford it, but it's still an option, so these turrets wouldn't really do too much, but the wraiths from Chef Kev going to try and fly in, see if they can do a little bit of damage, but unfortunately there is. Very nicely placed missile turret there actually. And Chef Kev actually magic boxed his wraiths, so they're moving in perfect formation. Oh my god, nice moves by Matthias. He needs to chase them down, but he knows there's Cloak. And he doesn't have a scanner just yet, so he can't really do too much. But third gas is coming up here for Chef Kev. Chef Kev now supporting 3 factories at a time, pumping tanks. Now we're going to see double armory. Now this isn't something you normally see in TVT, but Chef Kev is really, really far ahead at this point, so he's quite happy to do it. I mean, you can just see the sheer number of turrets that have been forced out here by Chef Kev. Matthias is spending so much money on everything but attacking units and factories, so things are just kind of going a little bit bad to worse. But the important thing is he has kept the wraith count at bay from Chef Kev. Now this means drops can actually be quite strong. Now looks like we do have a scan going down to see exactly what's going on. We'll see the double armory, but let's see if this dropship can actually do any damage, because Chef Kev is already starting to surround his opponent with turrets. And oh no, that poor SCV getting taken down by his buddies there. But yeah, when you start to surround your opponent's base with missile turrets, you've pretty much got the game sewn up. Now, you can actually put a tank up here to kill this, and you can also kill it with mass wraith, but these dropships are going to be so important, and I don't think he's going to be able to get them anywhere. He's trying to go for 3 factory tanks, and you can't technically support that off of 2 gas. It's just he's had the ability to, purely based on the fact he banked up a little bit earlier. And yeah, I mean, the trouble is, like, this game, you can just see, like, 2 turrets up here already. Maybe if you tank with the wraiths and you fly the dropships over, maybe you can make a miracle happen. But just look at the amount of units that Chef Kev has. Like, Matthias does not have the kind of army that can contest this. He's up against 5 factory production, double starport if necessary. There's units back here defending this third base. Matthias not scanning, Chef Kev scanning. Gonna see that there's actually 3 dropships loaded up. Actually unsieging all of his tanks here. It looks like he's gonna go for a big old push here. Now, there isn't anything that shoots up still, so he does need to be careful of Matthias's wraiths, but all of Matthias's units are in dropships. Now, here we go. Looks like he's going to try and break through. The dropships should definitely drop the tanks down, but they're a little bit too late, so these tanks are going to drop in siege range. This is going to be everything going down from Matthias here, minus the wraiths. But the natural has been compromised. The tanks of Chef Kev breaking their way through. And I think this could be too little too late here for Matthias. He's down a base, down a good number of factories, a good number of units. Now, funnily enough, the ramp over the natural is being taken by Chef Kev now. I mean, yes, the wraiths are doing a really good job. They don't have any upgrades, though. The Goliaths are going to be able to clean these up eventually. And GG, Matthias taps out. Nothing more he can do. And Chef Kev takes game number 5. Okay, so that was a little bit unfortunate, but you know what? That's how things can go sometimes. Like, you think you have it sewn up, you go for a really interesting build, and you just don't do any damage, and that's the crux of the issue there. He went to Port Wraith and found absolutely no damage. Chef Kev, who got gas stall, forced onto a quicker expansion, uses the gas, gets a bigger Wraith count, gets a bigger factory count, and just takes the game home for the win. Really, really nicely played game by Chef Kev there. And a little bit unfortunate for Matthias, but he is or Malpheus even. I've been saying his name wrong the entire time. Wow. Okay, wait, no. That is really weird. Oh, someone misspelled the replay name. Okay. Yeah, fine, I've not been saying his name wrong. What the hell? There is more games. There is more games. It's best of 7. I'm just trying to find the right game. So the next game is going to be Chobo versus Jihu. I think you say it like this, but I'm not sure. It's going to be on BlitzX. It's going to be a TVP, and it's coming up after this. Neo Arkanoid also makes its appearance in STPL Season 2, a map from 2006. It's from the OGN Star League from back then, one of the early OSLs. And it's a semi-island map. I think one of the first of its kind that got major use after about the year 2004. It's one of a kind. I don't think I've ever seen another map like it. There's temples and power generators absolutely everywhere, making it very difficult to get through the middle of the map. The air units, of course, going to be very important here. The one problem all 3 races are going to have is the very easy to take second and third bases. They both have gas, but they are blocked by those chrysalises, so it makes it important to build a few aggressive units early on in order to get that second and third gas as soon as you can. Important thing to note, if you do open up that center, the rush distance is very small. Next up, we have the 2009 map that was used in Pro League. It is New Tornado. New Tornado is a relatively standard 4-player map. There is only 3 bases in each corner, very much like Fighting Spirit. That was kind of the style at the time of these kind of macro maps. The main and natural look perfectly normal, lots of buildable space. There is a high ground pod outside of the natural, however, which gives you a staging ground as the aggressor to use ranged units to hit from the high ground, but you can also use it as a defensive position just to give you that extra bit of range, especially as Terran. It allows you to secure your natural a lot easier a little bit further into the game. It does make pushing out a lot harder as well, but there's also a third gas base, upper ramp, very Fighting Spirit-esque, very easy to defend, and a relatively open center, but those high ground pods are going to be an area of contention, as if a Terran player can get siege tanks up there, it can be deadly. Okay, finally. Okay guys, welcome back. We're here for game number 6 of this best of 7 between EF and NiCe. Once again, a huge shout out to our new sponsor, Liquipedia. They are sponsoring us alongside Maturino again. The link to Maturino I think has been posted a couple of times in chat, but Liquipedia are putting down an initial $500 addition to the prize pool, so a huge amount of money. That's a third of the prize pool from the previous season, so huge shout outs to them. Let's get in to game number 6. It's going to be, Chobo versus Jihu, and it's going to be on BlitzX. So many of you may not have seen BlitzX before, but BlitzX is a 2-player map. Ride of the Valkyries style spawns in the top left and top right hand positions, very close by air. The ground attack path is a little bit more, it's a little bit longer. There is a short path through the middle of the map which smaller units can pit through, such as Zerglings, Marines, Medics, Firebats, Zealots, and Ghosts. But Ghosts obviously won't come until late game. I know there is a player in the STPL this season, he was in last season. A huge shout out to him, as well, as without him the database that we have now, which brings up all of this information, would not be nearly as good as it is. That's Radley, of course. He is a big avid user of Ghosts. BlitzX, gross, yuck. It's not very aesthetically pleasing, but I really like it. It leads to some really interesting games. Just want to say a huge shout out to McDonack C as well. Nice to know you've got 2 cats. Fellow cat people, should be friends. And 7 and 2 years old is a pretty big age difference, but I'm sure you'll find that they both care for each other a lot. And when we got Lottie, we got her in 2001. And we had a cat then who was about 8 years old, and he essentially became her surrogate big brother, and they did everything together. So look forward to many hopefully happy years with your cats. Cats are the best. Dogs are amazing as well, just so I don't turn anyone off, but I've never grown up with dogs, but I do appreciate dogs. And I'm just gonna bring myself back on camera. I always feel awkward because on public transport there'll be a really cute dog next to me, and I'm like, I really want to pet that dog, but I can't because it'd just be strange. So whatever. That is the life of an animal friend. So let's head into game number 6 even. It's Chobo versus Jihu, and I'm saying that name so wrong, and it's on BlitzX. Okay, starting us off in the top left-hand position, we do have the blue Terran fighting for EF. It's Jihu. And his opponent fighting in the top right-hand position, fighting for NiCe. It's the teal Protoss, Chobo. Also, lucky noob, I'm gonna do that. I'll just start petting random people's dogs, and when they're like, hey man, hey, why are you touching my dog? And I'll be like, well, this guy on the internet, Lucky Noob, said it was fine. So I'm gonna pet your dog. There's nothing you can do about it either. Lucky Noob is a very respectable Zerg player, and he said it was okay. So I'm gonna pet your dog. Right, okay, well, that was a fun interlude. Unfortunately, Rapid isn't there to tell me to shut up, so I better do it myself before we go a little bit too far. So we've got an American versus a Korean. Very normal matchup for this set of teams. There's a lot of Americans, a lot of Canadians in NiCe. Now, one thing I will say, and one thing that I find incredibly funny, like outside of Naokan, Gypsy, Father, Mikami, but he doesn't play anymore, I didn't really think there was that many Terrans in North America. And that's because they're all on NiCe. Like, they weren't in Season 1 at STPL, but now they've all turned up at once. There's a lot of Terrans on Team NiCe, and that as a Terran player makes me incredibly happy, because it means we get to see more TVZ, more TVT, and more TVP. Last season, there was a lot of Protoss. I mean, looking at EF's roster, they are 90% Protoss, so I was incredibly worried that this show match was going to be 6 PvPs in a row, but luckily enough, it's been a good set of matchups. We've had some good games as well. I know there's been a couple of really fast ones, but it is a team league, and honestly, if every game went on for an hour, I wouldn't actually be able to cast, because that would be very awkward for me. I'd start 8 PM, I'd have to finish at 2 AM. So luckily enough, we're getting through the games at a relatively normal pace. So things are going well. Hopefully the audio quality is fine as well. I got a new microphone a couple of weeks ago before the previous show match. And of course I've updated all the overlay again, so if you do have any feedback for that, go on TL, post it in the chat. I'd love to hear it. If you've got any sort of like constructive criticism, if you see anything that doesn't look right, please say something. There's a saying on the London Underground called "See it, say it, sorted." And it basically means if you see anything strange, point it out and the transport police will do something about it. But it looks like we are going to have one base drop coming in here for Jihu. Now, Jihu are going for a very in-fleek build here. This kind of fake expansion into... I mean, he doesn't even have to fake an expansion here because Chobo is entirely back in his own base, going for an expansion himself. Going for this one base drop style is actually very popular in Korea right now against Protoss, and it's the build I go for on ladder thanks to the video that Jinjin showed me, basically just going through what to do. Because essentially it's a really, really good build if you can get in. Yeah, I mean, this map does beg for one base drop as well, but it also means that Protoss are more likely to defend it. So there is two sides to every story, two sides to every coin as well, and we'll have to see exactly what happens. So obviously we're going to have Jihu pushing forward. He's not going to be able to push directly through the middle of the map, as you can see, as I mentioned before. That's only big enough for Marines. Looks like he's going to try and go that way anyway. A little bit unfortunate for him, he's not going to be able to get through. If you want to get bigger units through, you actually have to mine out these minerals, and that does take... it doesn't take too long, but it's still something you don't necessarily want to do. Now, this is going to be funny. He's like, wait, my units can't fit through the middle of the map. Oh no, he's going to turn back. Okay, so oh my god, there's actually a Dragoon in the main. 2 kills on this Dragoon already. Sorry, I didn't notice that on the minimap. I was too busy watching him flop around with his units in the middle. But good target firing on the mines. Oh no, this mine. Okay, that's a dead Dragoon. But the dropship hasn't been oh wow, he didn't actually spot the dropship. That's unfortunate. Here we go, 2 vultures loading up. Oh no, the Dragoons are actually moving out in the middle of the map. He wants to try and go and intercept the army, but that means the dropship coming in is going to do a ton of damage. Speed should be done very soon. There we go. And when speed gets done on these vultures, what are you going to do? There's going to be 2 speed vultures running around in your main. Yeah, you've got 4 gateways, but you're... oh my god, he is so unbelievably lucky with this. He needs to defend. He needs to pull the Dragoon back. Okay, the Dragoon's gonna be... oh, the Vulture's laying mines on the Okay, this is very, very dangerous. I don't like this. Oh no! Oh, there goes the Dragoon. And here comes the other units. The dropship comes in, ferries them over from the middle. Gonna pick up another couple of vultures and a marine as well. And I mean, this main base is in absolute agony right now as these Terran units just sit there in the middle. Looks like we're gonna have a counterattack coming in. But there's a wall up already. Good usage of his buildings here by Jihu, making sure he has this option available. Now these Dragoons aren't going to be able to push forward. The probes are going to be stuck in... No, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. This is... Oh, that could have been really bad. I've seen mine tracks like that and they are not fun. But the Dragoons in the main base still aren't able to break their way through. There's no actual units back here to defend against this just yet. But the Dragoon's going down in the natural. We've passed the 6-minute curse. But I don't think we're going to be lasting too much longer here for Chobo. He does have 4 gateways. But he can't really afford units out of them. He's going to have to go for Zealots in a second. And what he's up against, Zealots are not going to be the best thing now. He does have a good number of units back at home. The Dragoons at the front have actually managed to break through. They are going to be able to get through onto this tank. The mine gets one of the Dragoons there. Oh my god, can he mine drag into the... Ooh, I thought he was going to mine drag into the SCVs, but the Dragoons got major bugged out. Looks like the units in the main base at least have been cleaned up, so... Chobo's secured his second. He's got his first as well. I mean, things are looking good for him. His probe count didn't drop too low. He didn't take any huge mine drags. But there is going to be another drop coming in from Jihu trying to go in. But you can already see Chobo is semi-ready for it this time. Oh no, please don't lose all your Dragoons to these mines. Okay, there goes one. No! Oh no. Oh no. Okay, he does manage to survive there. Oh, my voice really didn't enjoy that. But there we go. Looks like we do have Dragoons coming back in to defend. The unit's still stuck in the middle of the map. He needs to remember to, like, go around the edge. There's actually... Oh. What's the mic? Oh, God. Oh, that's not good. If he can catch the dropships, though, things would be so much easier. The trouble is he just can't get in a position. It kind of reminds me of watching Tim in the game he played the other day, where he just keeps running into mines, unfortunately. And now we've got tanks on the high ground above the natural. 2 of the Dragoons go down. There's 4 gateways producing, but he just feels like he's too far behind. GG is called. Chobo taps out, and that is going to take us into the ace match. We're going 3-3 here, with Jihu taking that win. And that's going to lead us into our 7th game. It's going to be a TBZ, although I think it's going to spoil it anyway because I've not... Actually, let's have a look. So, we're going to be going into the next game. We'll go for a very quick break. I won't be super long here. I just want to get some water to refresh my voice. And we'll go here for game number 7. See you guys in just a couple of minutes.
Outstanding. Rock and roll.
STPL does. Bio TVP. Wow! You got it. STPL does. Mass Scouts? No problem. Broadcast 3 nights a week on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 2100 CEST. Fantastic casting, fantastic production, fantastic prizes. Only here on the STPL. Did you know Reavers could be this radical? How did these lings even get here? All I know is that's one dead base. STPL does! Wraiths, Valkyries, Carriers, and Corsairs. Forget about it. You won't see that anywhere else. STPL does. STPL does. STPL does. STPL does. STPL does. DT's doing game-ending damage. Name a more iconic duo. We've even got carriers in PvZ. How amazing! A global team league on the scale you've never seen before. Don't see this in BWCL, STPL does. All that and more, only on this amazing 64-bit STPL. What BWCL don't. Impressed? I know I am. Why not support us on the link below? Patreon.com/kicks. But act fast. It's a limited offer.
Coast 103.5.
Okay guys, we are back here for the ace match, and by we, I mean me and Lottie, who is currently sound asleep behind me. It's an ace match again. We went to ace matches twice in Rev vs DM and IRK vs VT a couple of weeks ago, and here we are at another ace. It's going to be on one of the newer maps here for STPL Season 2. It's going to be Multiverse. You will know this if you've been following the latest ASL, and this is the latest STPL. You'll also know it if you watch players stream, as this is one of the maps being used a lot in spawn games at the moment. The interesting part of this map is, depending on the spawns, you will have entirely different games. You can see the row of Troy-esque assimilators in the middle that, once destroyed, will only let they won't let anything. Sorry, my voice has been going funny. It won't let any units through once both those assimilators are destroyed, and if one is destroyed, it will only let one. And I do tell a lie. There is one unit that can go through the middle, and it is a ghost. So once both assimilators are destroyed, a ghost can still run through. Now, this is going to be a TVP. Ghosts are not common, but if you get into an island split map situation, ghosts running through with nukes all of a sudden become very, very strong. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get into this TVP. It's going to be between Jihu and Essen. Both players won their respective matches previously. Obviously, Jihu just won the last game, and Essen won a ZVZ on Desperado. So let's see how their TVP is, or how their CVT is even. Yeah, it's a CVT, not a TVP. What am I going on about? Okay, let's get into the game. Okay, starting us off here in the left-hand side of your screen, it's going to be the Brown Terran fighting for EF here in this ace match. It's Jihu. And spawning over here in the top, or actually this is the bottom right-hand position. Yeah, this is the bottom right position. We do have the Red Zerg fighting for NiCe. It's Essen. So I'm just going to reveal the entire map. So when I say the top and bottom positions, if you have a look here, this is another main. And when you look at this in comparison, it's close by ground. So that can make it a little bit easier on the Terran player, but we've got cross positions. This means it's very possible for these assimilators to be taken down. And if they do, it makes it very difficult to break your way through the middle of the map. You do have to go through these temples, which does take a while, and it is very choked up, so it's not exactly the most fun thing to do. But how are we going to see Jihu play this? Now, we've seen his TVP. He did a really good job with dropships. And Edgewater, you missed 2 games, I think it was, after the TVT. Oh, you missed, sorry, 1. Yeah, you missed the TVP on BlitzX. But yeah, we're in the ace match now, so good to see you back. You got back just in time for a TVZ. I know there's one person in the chat who's been around since the beginning who will be very happy with the lineups today, because there's been a Zerg in most of the games, and I know Lucky Noob loves his Zerg, so I'm glad to be able to bring you some Zergs here today. Now, this is really nice. Jihu is not actually going to be able to get into this main base. Essen doing a pretty good job blocking that for now. Now, Jihu does realize this is probably not where the main... Oh no, he's actually going to go and double check, because this is one of the scary things. Like, the amount of games I've actually lost on ladder where you see something and it's like, well, there's no way he's actually spawned there. He's obviously drone scouting. And suddenly you leave the base and like 9 lings leave the base and you're like, ah, okay, I'm dead now, I guess. But okay, so we've got the command center coming up here for Jihu, going for that 1 Rax fast expand. In comparison to the earlier game we saw with Randir, where he went sort of went 2 Rax, this is going to be a very standard opening here by our Korean Terran player. Our American Zerg player here also playing incredibly standard. 2 hatcheries though. That seems to be kind of the flavor of the month build in CVT at the moment. It does allow you to go into mutelisks against any form of mech play, and it's also just relatively good in general. Like, it's not 2009 anymore, where if you go 2 hatch, you're essentially so far all in that if you don't keep building muteless, you die. Like, the game has evolved since then, and 2 hatch has really found its place in the modern sort of style of builds, I guess, because you can be aggressive, but you don't have to be. You can just expand afterwards with your 3rd hatchery, and all of a sudden, it's not a massive deal that you don't have 3 hatch production, so that's good. Also, there are a lot of people with red and orange names in chat. Like, there's a lot of Zerg supporters in here right now. That's actually a really fun idea. Like, maybe we should make it so if people want to support a certain player, they change their chat name color to be the color of the player they want to win. That'd be cool. Like squares and rectangles. I must be missing something here. But we've got the Spy Depot coming up at the front here for Jihu. This is going to allow him to defend against any early lings. Now, I thought Essen was going to be playing standard. I mean, going for a lot of lings off of 2 hatcheries isn't that crazy, but this is the major difference. We're going to have a lurker opening here. Now, Essen's not going to be able to do any damage with these lings, and I hope Essen realizes this pretty quickly. But the problem is, every ling, or every 2 lings, is 1 less drone. Oh my god, is Essen going to go for it? He is. Looks like he's going to jump through that gap, but NiCe SCV pull, going to be able to defend those Marines. That was not worth it for Essen, but looks like Essen wants to go back in. You can already see a bunker coming up now. The Comsat actually helping wall that off, so even less chance of damage going down, but cancelled scanner going to be quite useful here. The medic is actually in a little bit of a precarious position, but is going to be picked away. Just to reiterate, the medics do have +1 armor by default. No other unit on the field does at the moment. But in terms of what's going back here, the lurker aspect is nearly done. The Hydras are coming in. Now, luckily enough, he forced this bunker with the lings, at least in terms of Jihu, because if you don't have a bunker against lurker all in, you're pretty much screwed. Now, we are going to have +1 attack done by the time the lurkers do get here. That is a very important moment in this game. 5 racks should be finished, but the production won't fully kick in just yet. Now there's no third hatchery as of yet. We're going to have 2 hatch into Hive off of a Queen's Nest. Now could this be for Hive or could this be for Infest? Now what perfect scans? Scans the main, scans the natural, sees the Queen's Nest, sees the Hive, and sees the lower drone count. So he's going to know that something's going on. He's pushing out into the middle of the map, but unfortunately, for Essen at least, that's going to kill all of his lings. But does Jihu see that? Yeah, he does see the lurkers, but it's whether or not he can do something about them, because this is a lot of lurkers, guys. It's not the easiest thing to do. Nice movement on those lurkers. Really, really good leapfrogging. This is so hard to do against a Terran who is kind of pushing forward like this. But Essen is doing a great job. Look at this. Amazing control here by our American Zerg. Now, does need to be careful. You don't want to be losing these lurkers. I mean, there is double bunker here now, so that is going to be able to sort of keep them alive. But if Essen can stop this front bunker, this is going to be a dead Comsat. And the second this Comsat dies, it makes it really difficult. There isn't any tech, there's no starport yet, there's no science facility. That's a long way away. And this is really nicely done by Essen. And obviously, oh, look at this bunker placement. That is so good. I am stealing this if I ever play this map, if they add it to ladder or something. What a nice bunker. Oh my goodness, that was near perfect for what he needed it for. It pushes the units back. We've got Defiler Mound on the way though now. And as soon as we get Dark Swarm and Consume going, that is when this push becomes like, well, when it hits the next level, because the lurkers right now, they've been pushed back far enough that they can't do any damage. Now, there's still no tech. The starport is only just now finishing. We're not seeing any siege tanks. So it's going to be pure bio against pure lurker pretty much. Now if controlled correctly, this can work, but look at the oh my goodness, the spine's doing so much damage. Oh, the spread looks so good, and then the spines were like, nope. That's it. Okay, so Jihu pushing forward, unfortunately losing a lot of his units there. And the next phase of this push coming in does get one of the lurkers, gets a second lurker. But every Marine he loses, like, he is getting further and further behind. Like, the Zerg is actually going to be up in supply. And as soon as the Defiler gets up here, what are you going to do? I mean, oh, nice bait with that single lurker. Where are the Defilers? Here we go. This is the main man right here. If this gets towards the Zerg or the Terran base, and I've just realized they have really scary faces. I don't like the Defiler anymore. Oh, why did I zoom in? I didn't like the Defilers before, but this is not good. Their faces are super scary. What? Okay, well, we can keep an eye on this. Consume should be nearly done. If it's not done now, it looks like it just finished. There are the first consumes of the game, and when you have Dark Swarm in your natural, that has gotta be it. How is he gonna possibly defend against this? There's gonna be 8 lurkers under Dark Swarm. Okay, 7 lurkers. 8 lurkers under Dark Swarm in your natural. You're gonna have to give up your natural here. There's absolutely nothing you can do. The SCVs have been evacuated already, but Lings are gonna be coming in. We should actually have Adrenaline upgrade coming in for them as well if it's not already finished. But even if you don't, who cares? They're just here for Dark Swarm. They're here to give their lives. Now it looks like we're going to have a big drop coming in. There's a full Firebat bunker here. Now Firebats do damage on the Swarm, but they only do their splash damage. So it's hard to kill lurkers with them. I mean, is this dropship really going to do anything? I'm not too sure. I mean, it would literally take an actual god to hold on here. If he can hold on, Foxhand will shave off his eyebrows. That's basically where we are with this game. But there's a drop in the main, and there's actually no units here to defend against it. This could be a massive drop. We're only seeing 2 bases here from Essen. But the trouble is, in the meantime, there's a big push going in to the barracks. Now, the Firebats are doing so much here. But unfortunately, the Dark Swarm is just too strong. But the drop in the main, it's taken out the spawning pool. It's going to take out the Spire, the Hydralisk Den. There's going to be no further units, but there's no escape here for Jihu. He can't get any units anymore. Okay, the drop in the main going towards the natural. Essen is effectively no longer mining. This natural expansion is going to go down. The Scourge coming out now to try and deal with any dropships. Now, one option. He's doing it. Jihu is going to stay in the game. He's going to fly over here to this island expansion. No, he's actually going to just take the other main. We're going to have a base race here somehow. But the trouble is, Essen, where are his drones? What's he going to... Oh my god, he's going to take the Terran Natural. There we go. Full-on base trade here in the ace match of game number 7. Okay, something just died here, and I don't know what it was. My brain kind of didn't pay attention to what that was, but I mean, the barracks are going to float away. The Terran is actually building a 3rd command center. You know what? This actually works. He's going to have to use Scourge to kill these buildings, and he doesn't have any money. Essen is not mining either, so at the end of the day, this is actually going really well for Jihu. He's not mining right now, but with no tech, what hope does Essen actually have? He's got a lot of Scourge, but you can't really rely on Scourge. You need Mutalisks. If you have Mutalisks, you can kill the Marines. But the problem is, these Marines are going to die. Oh, there is actually a dropship still here, so he can actually get these away. He needs to focus the Spire. The Queen's Nest isn't doing anything. Focus the Spire. He's got no scan, so... Okay, he gets the Queen's Nest. Oh my god, he gets one of the Lurkers. Oh, the Scourge! He needs to get the dropship! And it goes down, that's it. But the... Oh my god, the Marines kill all the Scourge. Jihu is doing so good with target firing. This man's Marine micro at the end of the day is absolutely incredible when he needs it to be. He's mining again. He's gonna have barracks that can create a wall down here. Essen only has 2 drones. This is still anybody's game right now, and I never ever thought I would say that. Okay, there's another 2 drones coming in. There's another 2 Lurkers here. Now, funnily, the command center has actually made its way all the way over here. There's a Defiler here that doesn't have anything to consume. Oh my god, he actually... Okay, could you imagine if it got away with this base as well? But yeah, there we go. This command center is going to be forced to land, surely, or to lift even, surely. That SUV valiantly getting some minerals against all odds. He's like, nope, we're fine. We've got a bunker coming in at the front. There's no engineering bay anymore, I don't think. So, oh, yes there is. He needs to build a turret. Is he going to win this game? Is Jihu actually going to do this? Is this Tesagi, man? Is this actually just Tesagi? Like, how did he do this? Like, he used one dropship to effectively, like, almost end the game in his favor somehow. Like, that is crazy. He needs Dark Swarm, though. Ah, there we go. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you still can't kill the units under the Swarm, unfortunately. As much as I love the fact what he's doing. Oh, we don't actually... Oh, we do have a full energy Defiler, so... It looks like this could be it. I mean, there's buildings of... He's built next to a hatchery. He's like, no, I don't care. I just want this base. I want the minerals. Oh, the Dark Swarm isn't here! Oh, no! Oh, and he double swarms. That was a panic swarm. Okay. Things are still looking good for Jihu, despite all odds. This is an absolutely insane game. And this is why I love the STPL. I love seeing games like that. Oh my god, he's scouting the drone count with his CC. He's like, well, you don't actually have anything that can kill this, so I'm just gonna scout. He's floating away again. That's it. He's like, nope. No, I'm done. Okay, bunker coming up here. Oh, miss rally on drones. He needs those mining. Unless he's gonna man a hatchery. I kind of want him to mana hatchery even. Oh, the spread! Okay. Could have been worse. Now we have a spawning pool coming up 16 minutes into the game. The command center forced to lift by a single Zergling. Engineering Bay valiantly scouting away. The Scourge actually being used because he has enough... Oh my goodness. Okay. He's using the Scourge and the drones as... Yeah. That was a bit wasteful on that last one, I think. But there we go. Looks like he's going to push forward into the bunker. Marines coming in from behind. Can he get the Defiler? Is he... Wait. What's back here to defend? Can he counter again? There's no units here to defend this. If he counters... Okay, there's... Oh, that single lurker. 15 kills. How many kills on this one? 16. Where's the 17 kill lurker so I can learn to count? Well, hopefully this one will become... Oh, there's another lurker here. Oh, 8 kills. Okay. I don't know how to count anymore, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, he's taken the island base in the top right now. He's going to lift his command center again. He has no scan, so he cannot kill this lurker. This has got to be it. There is absolutely no way that he can get through this. The Marines... Okay, he somehow has more Marines than I thought, but, I mean, the SCVs... Oh, is he just going to take the natural now? He's like, yeah, you know what? Let's do it. Is he gonna all in through the lurker? Like, what's his plan here? I'm kind of confused, but you know what? I'm kind of excited, because I still somehow think Jihu can win this game. There's still no defense over here. If he can get his Marines up here somehow... There's no Defiler. There's no lurkers. Oh no. Oh, this isn't good. There's no scanner. Oh, this is bound to be the end of the game. I think this is it. He can't do anything about this. He's trying. He's valiantly trying to micro this, but it's going to be... I mean, he really wants to win this show match, and what a show match this has been. Some amazing, amazing games. Great micro here by Jihu at all fronts. But unfortunately, he's just got his back pushed up against the wall. We've got to the point where he's taking his own main again. That's how far we are in this game. A single Mutalisk gonna find this base in the top right. Gonna deny mining as well. There is gonna be no more mining. GG! Jihu taps out. Essen takes game number 7 and gives the win here. Gives the win here for NiCe. Amazing, amazing job. What an amazing final game as well. That has got to be one of the coolest weird base trade scenario things I've seen in a very, very long time. So huge shout outs to the players for getting to play that game. I mean, it was a best of 7 show match. We've now seen all 7 games. A huge thank you to all the players that came out to play their games, and I know a lot of people were thinking EF were just going to kind of win regardless, because I think a lot of people don't really know who NiCe are. But NiCe are a newer team. They seem like a very close-knit community as well, and they did a very good job in this show match. So let's have a quick look at the results to go back over what we just saw, and then we can end out the stream. So look at the first 5 games here. Pinkbrush won game number 1. Or won game number 2. Essen won game number 3. That was a really cool ZVZ on Desperado. Chaylin took down Randall on Arkanoid. That was probably the most one-sided game. Chef Kev against Matthias was kind of like the ultimate build order loss. And then in game number 6 and game number 7, Jihu took down Chobo to win Blitz X, but then Essen took down Jihu here in game number 7. Just a really, really well played game. Let's actually add that in. There we go. Really well. I mean, it was an amazing series. I really, really enjoyed that last game. Definitely my favorite game of the night, and one of my favorite games that I've seen in quite a while. So hopefully you guys all enjoyed the show match. The season will be back properly next Monday, same time, same place, so it'll be on twitch.tv/STPL. It's going to be at 2100 CEST. And if you want any information to do with STPL, there is an RNS thread on Team Liquid, and also, of course, a huge shout out to our sponsor, and also another place where you can find all the information on Liquipedia. So you can actually go to liquipedia.net/StarCraft, and then you can find STPL there as well. So a huge shout out to the sponsors, huge thank you to everybody who's tuned in and kept me company. Without Rapid here, it's a bit of a lonely cast, but we made it, we got it through. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a good evening.